showing of Hops's items. Boy, I can't speak today. So here's the Storm Sunder battle axe, originally double upped with a 8 max 15 IS jewel, and yeah, it's really awesome. And the other weapon that I found, I got in Nightmare through gambling, was this Skull Edge ferrule axe. It was actually a I think it was a originally it was just a regular large axe, double upped, and it's also incredible. It has a men damage jewel. I believe it's 5 or 6 men and 15 IAS. Here's the armor I made. Superior wire fleece. I had a bunch of maxers in there and a 14 res jewel with some max damage or something. I can't remember. It's in the walkthrough someplace. Also the I think it was a 15 or 13 max damage plus 99 AR jewel. I think it's well used in this armor. That 17 to 24 added damage is really multiplied. It's, I think it was something like 400 extra points. Well, it was a lot of points. I guess it's an average. And here's the blue Ami that I found a long time ago. I used to have just a 94 or 95 whale Ami, and then I found this 12 all res, which I've used all the way to this moment, and I used during the battle with Bale. I found this, I think it was in Act 5 Hell, maybe Rectifier or something. I can't remember what dropped it, but I actually wanted to socket it, but then I found the battle axe, and you guys persuaded me that I should actually socket that, and you were right. This certainly served as a good pre-buff. I actually like using it a lot of the time, but I don't have any MF. I don't need any MF. So, well, this and the +2 Fury with all those perfect rubies, that's really nice. I use that for the Bale battle, and this for pre-buff. I need it every point there. I found this Sir in a chest, a super chest. I don't know if it was a pattern. I use this for gambling. I have all these nice rings. I used this for quite a while, but then it just wasn't quite the fit. I needed more lightning resistance. My typical jewel that I keep around. So in here, of course, I just found this stuff, and I thought I might find a perfect amethyst and craft one last piece of armor, a caster armor. Should be interesting. Maybe it'll be the great holy grail of armors. Here's I think it was like the first or second craft. I mean, that thing's so good. That 10 CB really helped in in many battles. I don't need IAS because you really need weapon speed and not off weapon speed for these builds. So IS wouldn't have mattered. So I just would like to have seen a second res mod and maybe a little higher. Oh, I would have loved mana leech. That's what I really would have liked. Then there's this belt. I made this a long time ago, and I have not seen anything better since. So I really like the open wounds. That was probably very important in the various quest battles. This, I just couldn't find any better boot. That was a very nice craft. So when you do these safety boots, you get a little bump in the fire res, so that helped. And just getting 30 run walk, that's an essential thing. I would like to have seen 10 fast het wreck, but what can I say? Maybe it's not even possible with all these other mods. Then these rings I was wearing at the time. That's a nice ring. Lightning res. I don't quite have full lightning res, but the life, the strength, the life leech, that's a very nice ring. The other ring's similar. Well, it's got mana. I really needed mana leech. It's one of those funny tri-res rings, I guess. Yeah, I would have liked a life mod or something, but that ring was often switched off for other things, especially if I could use this particular Ami, which I also use for pre-buffing in the Bale battle. Then I didn't need mana, so that's a very nice find. I didn't need this, although I had about 70 something. A fire res. I don't think I really needed that. The final battles. I kept this around too. It's hard to throw these things out, but I could have. That was a very nice ring for a while. But it's just, well, that's awfully nice. And then there's this massive life leech ring. Well, I use that often as well. This was just a utility Ami. I used it maybe in Act 2 to jump into that Viper level 2 altar area, just so I could avoid fighting those snakes. They were just way too dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So I used that. I didn't use it very much at all. Maybe I used it in a few... Oh, I think I did use it down in the Flayer dungeon, and then I ended up having to explore the entire place anyway. But it's kind of nice to have a teleport Ami in that place, as long as you're not teleporting into monsters. So I used it to jump over some little open gate. That was another item. I wasn't sure if this was better than the life. I needed that 12 res, all res, and 94 life is incredible, but this was a nice craft. I really should have considered using it. Another Vita charm I, for some reason, wasn't using. And then there's this, I can't throw these rings out. They just look too nice. This was the pelt in making, and I think I was waiting for one more nice jewel. I didn't need to put an IS jewel like I had down here, because it just doesn't help me. I was going to use that for Jamali, because having that amp weapon would have been nice with some IAS. Then there's this thing. I made a couple of these really high life modded casks. These blood helms. That's a pretty nice one. I don't know if fast hit rec helps a merc, but sometimes I would actually use that on the wolf. I needed poison res early on. It's not much, but I always need fast hit rec. I don't think I have very much hit rec at all. So I think I've shown you everything here. I can show you these charms. Now, I found 3 of these things, pretty minor second mods, but very nice anyway. I love these steel charms. I just love AR. This is another steel that's just excellent. The shapeshifter. This one I forget where I found it, but it was sort of late in the walkthrough. Maybe it was Nightmare, or maybe it was late in Nightmare or early in Hell. So I never find these skillers that are pertinent to a walkthrough. I found 3 of them. I no right to complain anymore. And that's a very nice steel charm. I never dropped that on the ground. I like this one. Maybe it helped in a few places, but for some reason I just like that elemental damage. And then poison. I was really low on poison most of the time. There's my MF at 3%. I might have another charm like that. Found these a lot. There's another MF charm with cold. And poison with gold fine. I really love gold fine, and poison res was really important. And this was a nice find. These Vita. needed that. I needed that pathetic 9%. It's not pathetic to me, actually. 18. This was a very useful charm. I'm glad I didn't lose it on the ground. Another one of these. 18. And yeah, I use this 3%. I couldn't throw it away. And 14. And then there are these, I didn't show you this, a 20, 1 to 2 fire, and that's a nice charm, 18 with all that fire damage, and then that pretty poison charm. So that's pretty much it. You know, what else do I have to show you? Inside the cube, I already showed you that. And looks like I never got to use the Sir. Well, maybe I'll play him a little longer to look for some better armor. But I am looking so forward to starting a new WT, and maybe I'll ask your opinion on it. That's it. I hope that is all. Any questions, just ask. And I'll talk to, oh, I should show you Jamali a little bit. There's my phone ringing in the background. So Jamali had this crafted blood armor. And yeah, that's not bad. 1056, he still died constantly. I don't know, he just needed a little faster weapon. I wanted to socket that. It's a very, now you know why he's dying. It's only a 91 ED weapon. It should have been a little bit faster. It had that 20 IS mod. That's so nice. But I really needed that amp. He was an essential part of this walkthrough. And then he needed this just to use that Hellforge armor strength. Sometimes the wolf would use that early on when he found his new decapitator. When I got upped it to decapitator, I found that I didn't have enough dex, so I think I put in about 8 points of dex in the character. So he's pretty much a full strength Titan, no Vita, and that was a nice helm. Well, okay, that is it. Oh, maybe one more thing. The skills, going over that. There's the first. I put more into that dire wolf than the bear. The bear doesn't do much damage. I like its knockback, and of course I like the heart of the Wolverine. I've said oak a few times. I'm so used to saying oak, but it's the heart of the Wolverine that I used in this. I never used the oak. I like the crows, but I thought maybe added skills would give me more crows, but then I never used any added skills. I did have 2 summon charms for druid, but I tossed them both because I had no room. Then shapeshifter, I started to build up the feral rage. I mean, that's so nice. I'll stop using the word so. And then of course I maximized the fury. And I also maximized lycanthropy because he's a Titan and he needed some sort of life bonus. And I maximized the werewolf because I like the speed. And of course I like AR. And even with the Fool's modded axe and all that AR and the steel charms, I still only hit Bill 82% of the time, and I know that's really good, but so it's worth maxing. That's it. Maybe I'll play a bear. You guys might be tired of these melee, but I see a lot of druids with elementals, and I don't see enough melee characters out there, but I would like to try a bear. I would actually like to try the Fireclaw bear again. I've never been really big on the Sork. I played Sork so much in the beginning, Diablo 2, and somehow I got burned out. I'm not sure I could play them. You guys play Sorks incredibly well. I very rarely comment on your play with Sorks because I'm kind of awed by what I see. I don't think I had a hard enough time with P1. Having watched your walkthroughs, I probably know how to play a Sork much better. Alright, that is the end, and I'll be shortly making a new WT. I'm not sure what it will be. Signing off. Thank you for watching. That's it.